welcome to Eternal Easy Education. In this session, you are going to learn Chapter 13, Network Cabling. Content of this video is Ethernet cabling components. There are 4 components: patch cable, RJ45 connector, Ethernet ports, crimping tube. Let me learn one by one. So what are the components? The Ethernet cable is the basic component of LAN, that is local area network. Based on this only, the computers are connected in the network. Here only one popular Ethernet wire is used as RJ45 Ethernet cable. The components are RJ45 connector, patch cable, plastic covering and crimping tool. First, we are going to learn about patch cable, that is said to be twisted pair. These cables are generally made up of 8 wires in different colors. Can you see the 8 wires in 4 pair? 4 of them are solid colors and the others are striped. The 8 colors are white green, green, white, red, white orange, blue, white blue, orange, white brown and brown. So the Ethernet cables are normally manufactured in several industrial standards such as Cat3, that means category 3, 5, 6 and 6E and 7. Cat simply stands for category and the following number indicates the version. Latest version denotes faster and higher frequencies measured in megahertz. That means the transfer of data through this cable is measured in higher frequencies in megahertz. Increasing the size of the cable also lead to slower transmission speed. So the cables together with male connectors RJ45 on each end are commonly referred as Ethernet cables. So it's a Ethernet cable with 2 ends. It is also known as RJ45 cables since Ethernet cables uses RJ45 connectors. So the crossover Ethernet cable is specially designed for making a connection between 2 computers. So in the next video we will discuss what is crossover Ethernet cable in detail. Generally, the Ethernet cables are designed to make a connection between a computer and a router or switch. So nowadays the internet connection is shared between the components using router. It's a device. So we learned about the cable. Now we are going to learn about the RJ45 connector. That means the end part of the cable. RJ45 connector is a small plastic cup which will be used to connect the wire inside the connector and ready to connect the internet. RJ45 connector looks similar like a telephone jack, but it looks slightly wider. The Ethernet cables are sometimes called RJ45 cables. So the RJ45, the RJ stands for registered jack and the 45 simply refers to the number of interface stands in the cable. So each RJ45 connector has 8 pins. Can you see the pins here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since it has 8 position, 8 contact, so it is 8P8C modular plug. It is also known as 8P8C connector. These plug connector are then inserted into Ethernet port of the network card. So this is the end part of the cable. Then there is a wiring scheme and color codes of the connector in the RJ45 connector. The RJ45 connector has 8 small jacks inside to connect 8 small wires of patch cable. So this point, each pin is connected with the wire. The 8 cables are in 8 different colors. Let's discuss that 8 colors and where does the 8 colors connect to the RJ45 connector. Wiring scheme specifies how the wires to be connected with RJ45 connector. So there is a scheme or a procedure to connect the wires. There are two wiring schemes available. So here they are given the two types. One is 568A, another one is 568B. So if you see here, can you see this white green and green, white orange, blue, white blue, then orange, again white brown and brown. Here the combination is slightly different. Here it is white orange white and white green white and the green stripes, and blue solid blue, again white blue stripes, and green, white brown and brown. So there is a reason behind that. That means the procedure. So although 4 pairs of wires are available in the cable, it uses only 2 pairs. Here can you see here white and orange stripes, and here is a solid orange. So this is a pair. So pair 1 and it is a pair 2. Again pair 3, pair 4. And the main pair is only this orange, and here it is green. So orange and green. The other two colors, blue and brown, can be used ISDN or phone connections. So these pins are respectively different. Some is for internet and some are for phone connections. So there is a description about the color. The position, pin number 1. Describes the transmit data are bidirectional. So it is bidirectional. The bidirectional means it can send to both connections with the TX positive. The TX, that is transmission, is bidirectional and it is a positive terminal, and the color used in this position is white green. So this is TX plus, means it is positive and bidirectional. Next pin is describes the transmit data or bidirectional with TX negative. So this is also bidirectional, but it is negative. The TX minus has negative terminal and the color is used in the position is green. So it's a 3 mark or 5 mark question. So try to memorize these colors in this tabular column, then it will be easy for you to explain it. So in the pin, third pin describes the received data are bidirectional with RX positive. R means receive data. So it's receiving the data and it is a bidirectional as well as it is a positive terminal, and its color is white orange. So pin 4. Pin 4 is not connected or bidirectional. It means there will be no transmitting or receiving. But it can used later for some other connections. That means it is not used for the internet purpose. So the color used in this pin is blue. Next, the 5th pin is white and blue. This is also not connected or bidirectional. Then 6th pin is orange or X. So it's receive data bidirectional and it is negative. And the color is orange. So we learned up to 5th pin and 6th pin. So 7th pin describes not connected or bidirectional and it is white brown, and 8th pin describes it is not connected or bidirectional, color is brown. Next part we are going to learn is Ethernet card. The Ethernet card is a network interface card, simply NIC, that allows the computers to connect and transmit data to the device on the network. So we learned the cable first and the endpoint, that is the Ethernet, the small white color cup. Then we are going to learn about the Ethernet card. What is that? It is it allows computer to connect and transmit data to the device on the network. This can be an expansion cord or built-in type. Expansion cord is a separate circuit board, or also called as PCI, Peripheral Component Interface which is inserted into PCI slot on the motherboard. Built-in is, nowadays most of the computers come with built-in Ethernet cards which resides on the motherboard. There are also wireless Ethernet cards available which uses radio waves to transmit data. So what is that? So this is the Ethernet card, expandable card which can be inserted. If you don't want, we can remove this from the motherboard. Here the pins, the port are available. This is built-in type. We cannot remove it. If you want, we can connect the cable or else we can leave it as it is. And this is said to be wireless type. So all the three modes are available. Then the Ethernet port. Ethernet port is the opening which is the part of Ethernet card. It accepts the RJ45 connector. This is the N part RJ45 and this is the cable and this is the port which is available in the Ethernet card, which is a built-in or a expandable card. So this is plugged inside this port. It is found on a personal computers, laptops, routers, switches, hubs and modems. All the places this type of Ethernet port is available. We can see an Ethernet port on the back side of a computer or a laptop. It connects Ethernet cable with the Ethernet card mounted on the motherboard. These days, most of the computers and laptops have a built-in Ethernet port for connecting the device to a wired network. Some of them not having Ethernet port use an Ethernet dongles to form a network with other device. This is the example of Ethernet dongles. Devices or computers which use Wi-Fi only for networking eliminates both the cables and its ports. So, as the technology improves, we are having many types of device to connect the computer or any other devices in the networking. Once you inject the plug into the port, the two LED lights will glow in the computer. This is the two LEDs. So one orange light will start blinking, which indicates that the internet is connected. Orange and green. Another one, crimping tool. The crimping is the process of joining two or more pieces of metal or wire by deforming one or both of them to hold each other. Joining RJ45 connector together with twisted pair cable at each end is an essential process. Is Ethernet cabling, which leads the cable to the function properly. The crimping tool is a physical tool. So this is the crimping tool, which is look like a cutting blade, which is used nowadays at our home, which is used to connect the patch wire and the Ethernet connector. The crimping tool looks like a small cutting handle with two mold of Ethernet port. The tool which puncture the connector and insert the wire set in the connector. So first process, cut the cable with the desired length. Strike the insulation sheet about 1 inch from both ends of the cable and expose the twisted pair wires. After striking the wires, untwist the small wires and arrange them in the proper wiring scheme like T568 B or A. B is generally preferred. So next, bring the wires together and cut them down so they all have same length. And insert all the 8 colored wires into 8 probes in the connector, which is in a plastic sheet. Next, use the crimping tool to lock the RJ4 connector on the cable. Yes, this connector end is connected with the cable, patch cable. Use the cable tester to verify the proper connectivity. So this is the process. So we have learned 4 components. This patch cable is the blue color cable which is having the twisted pair inside. Okay. Then RJ45 connector is the end part with a plastic sheet. Then Ethernet ports are the place where the connector is inserted. The Ethernet ports are expandable or built-in or wireless. Then crimping tool is a physical device which is used to make the crimping process. That means connecting the Ethernet connector with the patch cable. So all the four together will make a effective thing to have the connectivity between the two components. Learn this well. Surely you will get a 5 mark. Sometimes we may ask all the 4 components. Sometimes only RJ4 connector will come for 5 marks. So we can expect one question under this title. Thank you. Have a good day.